After leaving Hawkins and escaping the fate of Vecna's sinister plan, the military finally caught up with Hawkins' heroes. But after narrowly escaping, Steve Harrington is now hiding as Travis TeaCake Meachum, a chatty security guard working at a retrofitted military base that is now a 24/7 storage facility. Here confronted with a new enemy and new allies, can he save the world once again? A little bit Night of the Living Dead, a little bit of The Last of Us. Cold Storage is about a fungal pathogen that finds its way into the world, and our two unlikely heroes and a military veteran have to stop it. Directed by Johnny Campbell, who is from the world of TV directing. I believe this is his first theatrical debut. He did have some TV movies on his IMDb page. He's directed stuff like Dracula, Westworld, Doctor Who. This is written by David Koepp, adapting his book that he wrote that came out a few years ago of the same name. His previous works include Jurassic Park Rebirth, Black Bag, Presence. So he kind of has his hands in a lot of different genre of film, from sci-fi to somewhat thrillers, and very adept in screenwriting. He has a long resume. I usually enjoy most of the stuff he works on. I would say some of his weaker stuff is things like Jurassic Park Rebirth, where they just kind of retroactively change how things work in that world. But Jurassic Park's, one of my favorite movies growing up. Black Bag was a great film last year, and then Presence as well, which I think both came out last year. So man, that guy writes fast. And Cold Storage stars Joe Keery as Travis. No, he does not play Steve Harrington. The beginning of this was just a joke, even though some people probably prefer that ending over what the actual ending was for Stranger Things and how divisive that was. But then we got Georgina Campbell as Naomi, who plays kind of the new employee at the storage facility, and Liam Neeson plays a counter-terrorist around bioweapons, ex-military person who is called in to help with the situation. And he plays the role very comedically. It's a very not straightforward Liam Neeson role. He has a lot of great one-liners in it, which is pretty funny. For me, this type of movie that kind of hits all the buckets. It's got a little bit of horror, got a little bit of sci-fi, has some comedy, so it checks all those boxes of some of the movies that I enjoy watching, especially if you're just looking for something that's super lighthearted and not super serious. This definitely hits that mark. The movie also plays out differently than what the trailer portrays. I had this idea of, after watching the trailer, of kind of what the story beats would be. After watching the movie, it definitely plays out differently, which is appreciated because trailers give away too much stuff these days, which is annoying. At a runtime of 1 hour and 39 minutes, this is, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It makes for a breezy, fun time at the cinema. So recommend watching it in the theater. It was a fun time. The cast here is great. Liam Neeson, as mentioned, plays more of a comedic role here. He has some great one-liners throughout the movie. He's in it more than I thought he would be. I figured he would have been in it here and there and maybe come in at the end of the movie based on the trailers, but he's in the movie quite a bit. And then Joe and Georgina, as the co-workers, colleagues, have a really great relationship as they're working the night shift at this 24/7 storage facility. They're trying to investigate where this alarm or beep is coming from. And that's what kind of triggers the whole kind of story moving forward, is what they find is not what they were expecting on that night. And some of the stuff was already in motion before they even found what they found. It kind of pushes the story forward. There's some other characters throughout the film that show up, kind of more for story fodder. You can't kill off your leads in this kind of comedic sci-fi horror movie. So you got to have some other bodies in there that are going to get those ramifications put upon them. One of them is the manager of the storage facility, who's kind of a biker. He's running kind of some side gig that is kind of funny in regards to, it reminds me of Fast and the Furious and the heist that they were doing in that movie and what they were stealing. There's a subplot in here with the manager trying to offload some merchandise, and it just, you think, I was like, why would you do this? This doesn't seem very profitable. But it allows for more characters to show up, have a place for some interesting death scenes and some fungal carnage. The special effects overall in the movie were pretty decent. The ending, you can definitely see where a lot of the special effects were, and it's something you can tell in the trailer as well. The trailer has a scene where they're driving away in a minivan. It looks kind of bad in the trailers. It looks maybe slightly better in the final product. Overall, it's run-of-the-mill fare for this type of budgeted movie. Doesn't look terrible, doesn't look amazing. Some of the deer and animals that they have in the trailers also look kind of questionable in a few scenes. Overall, if you're looking for a breezy sci-fi with a bit of horror and some comedy, I highly recommend Cold Storage. 3 stars.